goddess and I in oneness. God and I are one. So let me give you a distinction. The first time it goes, God and I are one, it's just one note. And the second one is, God and I are one. Okay? And if anybody could do harmony, that works too. Okay, we're going to take it from the top. I see only goodness. God and I are one. The goddess and I in oneness. God and I are one. I see only spirit. God and I are one. Spirit and I in oneness. God and I are one. Fearless bliss, happiness calling from my soul. Sacredness in consciousness, these are what I hold. Om Namah Shivaya. Shri 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 Jaya. Earth my body, water my blood, God and I are one. Air my breath and fire my spirit, God and I are one. Fire, earth, water, wind, heaven is the peace that lives within. Heaven on earth right here, right now. We say what and God says how. Got a little dance break if you want. God and I are one. God and I are one. Aware now of the presence. God and I are one. Basking in God's essence, God and I are one. As I enter sacred space, exalted in the field of grace, nothing ever can replace the God reflected on my face. I see only goodness. The goddess and I in oneness. Beautiful job.
In that case, it's nice to see the rest of you back. It's especially nice to see Horace Bush back. He's... All right. And we'd also like to welcome everyone who's joined us on Channel 21 on Spectrum TV. And you're welcome to come down to 401 East Arrowwood Road. That sometimes causes some confusion. And be with us at 10:30 on Sunday morning. We'd love to have you here with us.
Realizing the truth and presence, our heart's desire is that humanity centered in love awakens to its divinity, embodying and celebrating diversity and harmony, while nurturing the earth and all life. It is our heart's desire. The power of God brings forth and attracts this great, perfect vision of awakened humanity, centered in love, celebrating, embodying diversity and harmony. What a perfect realization for humanity. And for our mission, we know that it is already accomplished. Our heart's desire is being realized daily. We are a welcoming, inclusive, and diverse community. We empower and support people to transform their lives and this planet through the teaching and sharing of unity principles. In our hearts, we know that God expresses itself as all there is. There is only one life being lived through us and through everything. That is the whole, perfect, and fulfilled life of God. Relish this. Feel it. Embody it. Daily, we express our core values. We are invested daily in spiritual growth, gratitude, profound, felt gratitude floods our souls, for we love who we are, whose we are, and our entire beings. Oh, what joy! The presence of God. Oh, what joy! Participation in this spiritual community brings. Embrace and embody your heart's desire, for it is the power of God in you drawing this vision, this mission into greater reality. And so it is.
Okay. And so far you've seen me as a board member. Now I get to switch hats to one that I really like and be the prayer chaplain for today. And I'd like to remind everybody that I'll be available in the prayer room after the service if you'd like to share. If you don't and you have a prayer need, we have a prayer box that's available. You can write out your request, put it in there. We'll pray over it for 2 weeks here in Unity of Charlotte, and then we send it on to Unity Worldwide Ministries, where they will pray over it for an additional 30 days. And we have several people that can attest to how well prayer works. And since Lawrence has already read yesterday's daily word, I will continue with today's. And today's daily word is communication. I listen to others with love and respect. Communicating effectively is a skill that I can hone. I do when I remember that I share the same divine intelligence within me as the person that I am addressing. Asking myself, what does this soul need, leads me to what to say and how to say it. In this way, I am touching infinite wisdom, and my every word is divinely guided. When Jesus told the disciples that the Spirit would speak through them in times of difficulty, he was illustrating the important truth that no one is separate from divine intelligence. We are all connected with the deepest needs of each other's souls. As I affirm my interlink with my own wise heart, I receive exactly the guidance I need to connect with each soul in my world. And then from Matthew 10:20, for it is not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. All right, and now I get to switch hats again. And once again, one of the joys of being up here is being able to introduce our speaker. Now, you've already heard her, so you know how beautiful the voice is. You've seen her. You know how beautiful she is. And I know several of you ladies have already looked at the jewelry she has outside, and you know what beauty she brings with her. And that and the tapes will be available after the service. Come on in. Come on in, Gil. Let you hear it all. And if anybody comes along, we'll let them in too. All right. Now, Elaine Silver, as she said, was originally from New Jersey. We can forgive her for that. Since most...
Got a problem.
Hey, you guys know what I'm talking about. Reverend Elaine has a voice that you won't forget. You know, it's stunningly clear, rich, supple, and she sings a cappella. And I don't know what kind of instrument that is, but I've heard that she does a wonderful job with it. And she accompanies herself on guitar, sometimes the banjo. Not today. Maybe if we can talk her into coming back and doing dueling banjos with. Actually, we almost had at a concert Friday night, World Day of Prayer. We almost had the keyboardist and a harpist do dueling banjos. Almost. But anybody who missed that one missed an excellent service. All right, and now back to Reverend Elaine, also known as Fairy Elaine. So she has a lot of fairies in her background. She's been the featured nationally on the Wisdom Channel and on New Jersey's network award-winning television program, State of the Art. She's a recipient of the Garden State Music Award for Outstanding Folk Performance. She has appeared in concert with Arlo Guthrie, Pete Seeger, Doc Watson, Tom Paxton, Suzanne Vega, and many others. And in the past few years, her musical life has evolved into a metaphysical musical ministry. She often fills in for ministers in New Thought centers such as Unity, Centers for Spiritual Living, Unitarian churches, and others. And now, if you'd like for me to get off the stage and you can listen to something really nice, I'd like to introduce Reverend Elaine Silver.
I'm just going to sing a little bit. Hallelujah, hallelujah. You know the word. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay, beautiful job. So I'm going to be doing a musical meditation with you all. And it's going to take me a second to get set up here. So that should be good. This is a Shruti box. It's from India. And it's really a drone instrument. It's got all the notes, but you kind of set it and forget it. And I like to think of this as a laptop version of a harmonium, if you're familiar with the harmonium. So our meditation today is going to be a spiritual mind treatment through music. How many people are here are familiar with the spiritual mind treatment? I know Reverend Ned, a few people here. Because I'm going to be getting my practitioner's license in the science of mind. And this is Centers for Spiritual Living's affirmative prayer. And I like to think of it as prayer technology because there are steps. It's a method. And it works. It's scientific. And there are I use the 5-step. Reverend Ned was so kind. He prayed me up this morning. I was late because I went to Arrowhead? Yeah, and I need that extra 20 minutes when I get to church. So he sat with me and prayed me up with a beautiful treatment, spiritual mind treatment. And what this does is it treats the atmosphere of the mind. And there is only one mind, and then there's all these bodies that are connected to the oneness. So we have step 1, which is recognition. So what we say is, God is all there is. Can you say that? God is all there is. And then if God is all there is, that brings us up to step 2, which is unification. If God is all there is, then I must be one with that too. I'm a part of that. I'm an extension of that beautiful source energy, individualizing as me, as you, by each one here. That's where the power of the prayer is. Joel Goldsmith talks about when you're doing this kind of prayer, you kind of stay in that second step, and then he calls it a click. Something happens. I might get a little butterflies in my stomach or some God bumps when I actually get to that place in my consciousness that I am truly one with God. And in this prayer, it's said in the first person because there is only one of us. There's one, and we're all part of that. We're all that. Step 3, affirmation, declaration, realization. That's the purpose of the prayer, what it is you would like to have made manifest or have continue to be manifest. So it's usually first person, present tense. It usually starts with I am, I know, I have, usually. But it's always in the present tense, right here, right now. 4th step is a gratitude step. You know, whatever we focus on gets bigger, so we might as well have our appreciation appreciate. And then the 5th step is release. Let go, let God, allow it to come, allow it to be. That or something better. And so I'd like to invite each one here now to think of something. Think of something that you can complete with I know or I am, that you would like to have come in like, I am perfect, whole, and completely healthy. I live in a prosperous flow in every area of my life. These are some of my go-to ones. And so we're going to do this like a kirtan. And you can close your eyes if you like. Why don't we just take a nice deep healing breath together. Inhale. And as we exhale, let it go down and out to the bottoms of our toes. And another deep breath in. And as we exhale, let that beautiful energy and those intentions go back down into the mother and out into the atmosphere. So when it's my turn, if you have your eyes open, you can have them open, you can have them lowered, you can have them closed. But when it's my turn to sing, I'll have my hand here. When it's the group's turn, I'll have my hand out here. So step one, God is. God is. Second step, I am in this very sacred presence I know. I am in this very sacred presence I know. Step three, that was also step three. All is well, all is well. Step four, I am so grateful, I am so grateful. I release and let it all go. I release and let it all go. So you see step two and step three kind of segue into each other. The oneness and the I am. Oh, and you have the words, that's right. We'll do kirtan one more time, and then we'll just sing it together. God is, God is, I am, in this very sacred presence I know. In this very sacred presence I know. All is well, all is well. I am so grateful, I am so grateful. I release and let it all go. I release and let it all go. Now together, everybody. God is, I am, in this very sacred presence I know. All is well, I am so grateful. I release and let it all go. We're going to take it into the silence for a moment. Here we go. God is, I am, in this very sacred presence I know. All is well, I am so grateful. I release and let it all go. I release and let it all go. One more time. I release and let it all go. And so it is. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to put this away. This is my husband's music stand. It won't go down. Yeah. Hold on. Oh. This is on. Yeah. Oh. get my logistics guy here. Thank you. So today, the topic is prayer through song. And there are actually two kinds of prayer. The first kind of prayer is the kind that goes, please, 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 please. And the second kind of prayer that we do in unity is thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're going to start with one of the thank you prayers. And this is a song written by Lisa Ashman, who I met at one of the Positive Music Awards programs a few years ago, and I heard her. She recorded it with a whole orchestra, a whole band, but I heard her do it a cappella and a round robin, and I had to have it. So I did this is on one of my CDs, but it's called Thank You for Another Wonderful Day. And I'm going to teach you all the chorus, and there's 2 verses. So we'll do the chorus a couple of times, and then we'll have the song verse. So it goes like this. Thank you for another wonderful day. Let's try that part. Thank you for another wonderful day. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Thank you for another wonderful day. Thank you for another wonderful day. I don't know what happened to the last line, but it's the same as the first line, so we got it. Okay, let's try it, the whole thing together. Here we go. Thank you for another wonderful day. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Thank you for another wonderful day. I wake up to sunshine. I did not invent the sunshine. Or it might be raining, but I did not make up the rain. There's so much beauty, it's hard to ignore. Once you see beauty, you've got to see more. When I see such beauty, I see your hand in it, Lord. Thank you for another wonderful day. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Thank you for another wonderful day. You made the mountains, you made the hills and valleys. You made the oceans, you made an ocean of stars. You made these children inhabit this place. And best of all, you love what you made. In all of creation, the depths of your love is displayed. Here we go. Thank you for another wonderful day. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Thank you for another wonderful day. Give yourselves a hand. That was beautiful. Yay. Okay, so we're going to move on. What's happening this morning is I'm going to talk a little bit about different kinds of prayer. And this next prayer that we're going to look at is the prayer of Jabez. Is anybody here familiar with the prayer of Jabez? So the story, briefly, is there's a minister, Reverend Bruce Wilkinson, and back in the 90s he had a New York Times bestseller book with this story and this prayer, the prayer of Jabez. And the story is that this comes from Chronicles in the Old Testament in chapter 4, verse 10. Now, I'm not a big Bible person, but I checked this out. Chronicles chapter 4, verse 10. And what happens is that's where this one begats that one, and that one begats this one. There's all this begatting going on. And when it gets to the Jabez part, the story about that is that when his mother was pregnant with him, she had a very painful pregnancy and a very painful birth. So when she gave birth, she named the baby Jabez, which means pain. Now, I can kind of relate to this because when I was a child, my family sometimes referred to me as Elaine the Pain. So I feel the pain, Jabez, I feel it. So then what happened was he became very sensitive to pain, and he chose and decided and actually prayed and asked that he never bring anyone any pain. You know, this was one of these, please, like a supplication. Please, God, do this. Please, God, do that. And he also prayed to have blessings and to be multiplied and to be enlarged, to have his territory enlarged. And the idea is that we are supposed to ask for blessings. And in Unity and Science of Mind, we are open to blessings. We're grateful for the blessings that come in, and as we are grateful, more will come. So the original prayer is, oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, and your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, that I may cause no pain. But what I did as a New Thought person, I stuck an affirmation in between each line in that song, and I call this New Thoughts on Jabez. And it's a little got a bit of a doo-woppy feel here in the Old Testament. Oh, that you would bless me indeed, I am blessed, and enlarge my territory. I manifest, and your hand would be with me. I am caressed, and that you would keep me from evil. I am at rest, I am at rest. Let's try that part together. Oh, that you would bless me indeed, I am blessed, and enlarge my territory. I manifest, and your hand would be with me. I am caressed, and that you would keep me from evil. so blessed. And there you go. Okay. So we're going to move on to the Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness, the Ho'oponopono. People here familiar with the Ho'oponopono? Very briefly. There's 4 lines. And this is a really good prayer to do when there's somebody in your life that, you think that person owes you an apology. Maybe you'll forgive him or her if he or she changes. How's that working? And this originated in Hawaii when people would go to the great kahuna if they wanted to establish an atmosphere of forgiveness, and then they would have him do the prayer. And that's nice, you can, if people believe that, that works, no problem with that. But then in the 70s, a woman named Morna Simeona, she knew that every person has his or her own direct connection to Source. And so she brought this prayer out into community. And she started to work with Dr. Hugh Len, and he became one of her primary best students. And what happened with him was his daughter had been suffering from a very intense skin disorder for 10 years. They tried everything, allopathic, homeopathic, alternative, and nothing worked. But he did this prayer, and it cleared up. And in 1983, Dr. Hugh Len got a job at the Hawaii State Hospital for the criminally insane. And, it's not the kind of place you'd want to go to because there was a lot of violence, not only among the patients/inmates, but with them and people that worked there. So there was a high turnover of employment there. Well, Dr. Hugh Len came in, and in 1983 and in 1986, they closed the hospital because people got better and they didn't have a need for it anymore. And so this is the part that's really profound. Dr. Hugh Len would go in his office. He didn't see a patient. He didn't go to any meetings. He went in his office and he did this prayer. And then he said, I didn't heal them. I healed the part of me that saw them that way. So powerful, our thoughts. And that's kind of a tough pill to swallow. Not everybody can hear that. If I'm responsible, I create, I attract my own reality. Well, whatever we're looking at, we're looking through also in a way. So I turned it into a little song using the music of the wonderful Richard Schulman, who lives in Asheville. Does anybody know him? Yeah. We've known each other since the late 80s in New York. New York. And I was on my way to the women's meditation in Sarasota, and I called Reverend Mary Lou Palmer, so I was going to be doing the music that Sunday. I said, what are we talking about? Well, I want to do music that goes with your talk. She said, forgiveness. I said, nothing comes to mind. But I had recently heard Richard's beautiful piece. I used to meditate to this, just the instrumental 10 years before, 15 years before that. And I always thought, I'd like to put words to that. So it came out like this. Oh, and it was a full moon meditation. And when I got there, I came up with the first part, which I wrote for myself. I wanted to be forgiven and forgive, and I wanted to release negativity, and I wanted to reveal a kindness that maybe sometimes is hidden. Hey, I'm from New Jersey. So that kindness may be hidden sometime. And to find that peaceful energy. And then when we got to the full moon meditation, the woman in charge, Jo Mui, was teaching the Ho'oponopono. So there's that synchronicity. And it was the second time I learned it. And I learned it in that order. I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. You could say them in any order, but I learned it twice that way. And I just have one secret to do. You do not have to say this to the person's face. I did that once. She still hates me. Okay. I didn't even do anything. Just the fact that I exist. Can't help that. I'll send love out to that person. Let's try this together. As I forgive, I am forgiven, releasing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. Try one more time. As I forgive, I am forgiven, releasing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I open up to the angels' blessings. I know the end is coming soon. Keep hope alive as I'm transcending. I'll be reborn by next full moon. I'll be reborn by next full moon. 28 days to develop a new habit. That's the reborn part. Here's us. As I forgive, I am forgiven, releasing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I love you and I am so sorry. Forgive me if you please. I thank you now and I will tomorrow. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. Here's us. As I forgive, I am forgiven, releasing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. And here's the Ho'opono prayer, and I'll teach it to you. It goes, I love you, I love you. My turn. I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. Now your turn. My turn. Please forgive me. Forgive me, please. Now you. Now my turn. I thank you. I thank you. Now your turn. That's together a little faster. I love you. I love you. So sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Forgive me, please. I thank you. One more time, a little faster. Please forgive me. I thank you. I thank you. Now together. As I forgive, I am forgiven, releasing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. Let's take a deep breath of peaceful energy. Let it go. I just have to share this one story. There's a friend of mine, Michael Johnston from Morristown, New Jersey, and he saw me do this prayer through music presentation at a Unity Church in Boonton, New Jersey. And he came up to me after the program. He says, I got a Ho'opono story. And he's called it Ho'opono. Okay. He said, well, I was driving on the thruway. I was being one of those kind of drivers. And there was this other guy, and he was being one of those kind of drivers. And I speed up, he speeds up. I slow down, he slows down. I get off the exit ramp. He gets off the exit ramp. And I come to a red light. I stop. He stops and gets out of his car. And he comes up to my car, and he's going... And I said, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. By the time I said, I love you, he ran away, and I said, thank you. Yay, Michael Johnston. That'll help you remember the prayer. So we're going to move on. Everybody knows this. We don't have the words for this, but everybody, I think I can confidently say we all know this prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can. Let's try that together. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference. I found myself saying this prayer over and over a few years ago, and then one morning I woke up singing it, and I found the chords. Here they are. Let's try it one more time together. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can. Again. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now here's the Codependence Anonymous version. That's why I was there. God, grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, courage to change the one I can. Sing it with me, children. God, grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, courage to change the one I can, and the wisdom to know that it is me, and the wisdom to know that it is me. From the top, everybody. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference. All right. We have one more. One more song. I hope it's okay that we run over a little bit. So, yeah, it's good. And we're going to have a whole concert later, too. So, I got an email through Facebook a number of years ago from this guy from Unity out in Kansas, Jay Woods, and he's a 12-step guy. He doesn't mind me telling you, been in the 12-step program forever. And he says, I'm not a poet, but in 1999, God woke me up in the middle of the night and told me to write down these words. And he did. And then he took it to his minister out in Overland Park, Kansas, and she says, well, do something with it. So because he had had a lot of experience in marketing, he and his wife made beautiful, lovely bookmarks. I have some with this prayer. And they got it into Unity churches all around the country. And as a result of that, in 2010, it made it into the Daily Word magazine. Ooh. And it was so great for him. And then it gave him all this enthusiasm and more energy. Then he thought he'd like to find somebody to put music to. So he finds me on Facebook, and we have a lot of friends in common and a lot of other musicians. We're just talking to him on the phone, and he's a great guy. He's an older man. He's in his 70s now, and he's does not take anything personally and laughs a lot. We have so much fun together. So I'm looking at the words, we're talking, and then all of a sudden I start hearing this as a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I said, I'm hearing this as a waltz. Then I start visioning for this. I said, okay, this is going to be a waltz. And when you do the video, right, there's not a video yet, but yeah, I'm an idea machine. I like having ideas. They just come through. It feels good. So when you make the video, we're going to have me and my husband James dancing, because we met at swing dance camp and we love to dance. He goes, oh, don't get too far ahead of yourself. So I said, I'm getting off the phone right now. I'm writing this song. And it took me 10 minutes to put it together. Of course, I didn't have to come up with any words. And I like the way it builds on itself, just the way the Abraham Hicks material, you're down in the dumps and you're in despair and immobilization, and then you move up consciously. You move up the scale. And Abraham says, you can't go from despair to bliss and stay there. I mean, maybe if you're what do they call this? Schizophrenic, if you're bipolar, maybe you could do it. But it doesn't work, really. You can't go from that low place. They say to do it consciously. Move up the scale. So we have despair and immobilization. Then the higher vibration is anger, because something is moving. And, and our friends liked us better when we were in despair, because now they got to hear about it. And this one, it was surprising to me, but it makes sense. Higher vibration from anger is revenge. Okay, because now you're not only annoyed and PO'd, but I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or I could do, and I kind of like that phase, because it's, again, you're getting ideas. It's a creative process moving through. You just don't want to stay there too long, because, you stay there too long and then universe will give you more things to have revenge for. So to be consciously aware of these stages. And eventually you'll get up to apathy, maybe, and then from that point you can move in from negative emotion into positive emotion, and with the aim at the peace and the love and the joy and the bliss vibration. So this kind of does that. And I'm going to sing through it 2 times, and you're welcome to join now, because you have all the lyrics, or see how the melody goes. Understand, I stand under. When I stand under, I support. When I support, I lift up. When I lift up, I raise. And when I raise, I praise. And when I praise, I encourage. And when I strengthen, I empower. And when to get back into the original key. Hold on a second. When I understand, I stand. When I stand under, I support. When I support, I lift up. When I lift up, I raise. And when I raise, I praise. And when I praise, I encourage. And when I encourage, I strengthen. When I strengthen, I empower. And when I empower, I release. And when I release, I let go. And when I let go, I let God. And when I let God, I understand. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. And so it is. Thank you, everybody. Okay.
Watches over us wherever we are. God is, and all is well.
God bless. Have a wonderful week.